You know, in the world of golf, there are legends, and then there's Jack Nicklaus. For decades, his name has been the absolute benchmark for greatness, the standard that everyone else is measured against. It really all boils down to this one number, 18. 18 professional major championships. It's a record that has just loomed over the sport for decades. Honestly, it's kind of like the Mount Everest of golf, a testament to a career built on just raw talent, incredible focus, and amazing longevity. So the big question is, how did a pharmacist's son from Columbus, Ohio, really transform into the Golden Bear? You know, the most dominant and decorated champion the game has ever seen. Well, let's dig into that incredible journey.
Now, the story actually starts long before his pro career ever took off. From a really young age, it was obvious Jack Nicklaus wasn't just good, he was a flat-out prodigy, completely rewriting what we thought a young golfer could do.
I mean, just look at this progression. It's absolutely staggering. At only 12 years old, he starts a 5-year winning streak at the Ohio State Junior. By 16, he wasn't just hanging with the pros at the Ohio Open, he was beating them. And then get this, at age 20, while he's still an amateur, he finishes second in the US Open. The takeaway here is pretty clear. He was already a world-class player before he ever earned a single paycheck from golf.
So what's so fascinating is that when Nicklaus finally did turn pro, he didn't just ease his way onto the tour. Oh no, he walked right into the court of a king and basically challenged him for the throne. And that move, it kicked off one of the greatest rivalries in the history of sports. On one side, you had Arnold Palmer, the king. He was everything the public adored, super charismatic, with this daring go-for-broke style, and a massive fan following they called Arnie's Army. And then on the other side, you've got the young challenger, powerful, methodical, and just intensely focused. The press dubbed him the Golden Bear. And with these two total opposites, a brand new era of golf was about to kick off.
And that clash happened right away. In 1962, his rookie year, Nicklaus finds himself in a playoff against Palmer for the US Open title. And it's in Palmer's home state of Pennsylvania. The crowd was, you can imagine, all for Arnie. But the 22-year-old Nicklaus, totally unfazed. He won by 3 shots. It was just a seismic shift in the golf world.
But here's the thing. While this win might have stunned the public, it really shouldn't have surprised the experts. The legends of the game, they saw it coming. 2 years earlier, the great Ben Hogan played with an amateur Nicklaus and said this: "Just an incredible assessment. The Masters knew greatness when they saw it." That victory, well, it wasn't a fluke. It was just the opening act for an era of dominance that went on for more than 2 decades. This was a time when Nicklaus didn't just win, he completely redefined what was even possible in the sport. His assault on the record books was just relentless. He was the first guy to ever win the Masters in back-to-back years. He became the youngest to complete the career Grand Slam, but he didn't stop there. He then became the first person ever to win all 4 majors twice, and then, unbelievably, the first person to win them all 3 times. This wasn't just winning. It was sustained mastery on a scale the game had never, ever seen before.
In this image, it just perfectly captures Nicklaus in his prime. During the 1970s, he was an absolute force of nature, just a picture of power and concentration. He was so dominant that he was named the Associated Press Athlete of the Decade, which is a really rare honor for any golfer. You also have to measure his greatness by who he played against. He competed in some of the most legendary showdowns in golf history. The most famous has to be the 1977 Duel in the Sun, where he and Tom Watson went shot for shot at the Open. Nicklaus shot an incredible 65 and 66 in the final 2 rounds and lost by 1 stroke. See, even when he lost, he was part of something legendary.
Okay, so by the mid-1980s, the wins weren't coming as often. A lot of people thought the Golden Bear was basically hibernating, that his major winning days were over. But that kind of thinking just set the stage for maybe the single greatest performance of his entire career.
So the key thing here is his age. 46. In the world of elite golf, that's practically ancient. He wasn't just a long shot. A lot of people saw him as just a ceremonial player, like a nostalgic figure from the past. Nobody, and I mean nobody, believed he could seriously contend. And then, the back 9 on Sunday at Augusta happened. He started the day way off the lead, but then he just caught fire, playing the final 10 holes in a blistering 7 under par. The charge was just unforgettable. An eagle on 15, a near ace for a birdie on 16, and another birdie on 17.
He stormed home with the final round of 65 to win his 6th green jacket and his historic 18th major championship. It was unreal.
This picture, it just captures it all. The elder statesman, the celebrated champion, summoning one last, incredible roar that just shook the entire sports world. It was a victory for the ages, and it cemented his legacy not just as a great winner, but as this timeless icon of perseverance.
Sports columnist Thomas Boswell really put it perfectly. The victory was so improbable, so perfect, it felt like it was straight out of a movie script. It was a moment that went way beyond golf and became this universal story about defying time.
But, if we only talk about Jack's playing career, we're really missing half the story. His influence on the game didn't just stop with that final major. In fact, he was just getting started on his second act as one of golf's great architects.
Nicklaus's contributions after his playing career are just immense. His design firm has built hundreds of amazing courses all over the world. He founded and hosts the Memorial Tournament, which is one of the top events on the PGA Tour. His book, Golf My Way, is still a total classic. And through his foundation, his philanthropic work has raised millions for children's healthcare. He didn't just play the game, he helped build it.
And for everything he's done, on and off the course, he's been honored at the highest levels. He's one of a very, very small group of athletes to receive both the Presidential Medal of Freedom and the Congressional Gold Medal. That just shows you his impact not just as a golfer, but as a person.
Which kind of brings us back to the ultimate question, doesn't it? When you consider the 18 majors, the 3 career Grand Slams, the decades of dominance, and a legacy that continues to shape the courses we play and the tournaments we watch, it makes you wonder, has anyone in history ever played a greater game?